Most Americans, more especially in the MAGA movement, have a difficult time accepting that other countries are beating them in terms of progress. In the discussion which we are going to listen to, we are going to observe how Professor Babe is explaining to Patrick Bay David that China is ahead of the United States. But instead of Patrick Bay David asking what can we learn from China in order for our country to be ahead, he goes ahead to give lame excuses why the United States is the best country on this planet. I want you to observe first where Professor Pape explains that China is ahead of the United States in miles.
Let's assume it's only 50 million people. Only 50 million people, and we're going to look down on that? No, I think they're 10, 20 years ahead of us, maybe even more. Not because of they're a couple months ahead or behind on DeepSeek or ChatGPT, but because of uplifting the entire cities here. And this is, what digital China is uplifting this whole area.
From what I've learned about the history of China, in 1970s, 1980s, it is one of the poorest countries on the planet. In 2026, it is competing with the United States. And most individuals argue it is ahead of the United States. What should other countries learn from China? Instead of countries asking such a questions, most individuals like the United States, they believe they are still better. And that's why the president of the United States went ahead and started a tariff war. One thing you need to realize, I believe or I understand that China went ahead and copied Singapore. How Singapore managed to uplift itself from poverty. This is exactly what the United States need to do. But since they are arrogant, they ignore that China has made progress and they tend to believe that the progress which most individuals are saying is in China is just a lie. Or they go ahead and give lame excuses that it is only a few cities which China has uplifted out of poverty. But according to what this professor said, China, you can't compare it, for instance, in 2012 and what it is in 2026. In 2012, there was massive pollution in China due to the use of coal and also petroleum. In 2026, China has improved drastically. They have migrated to the solar energy. China is among the leading countries when it comes to solar energy. Instead of the United States observing, seeing what they are doing, Patrick Bay David is going on giving some excuses. But we are the best country on the planet. China copied from us. Other countries copy from us. Have you gone to Tesla? Have you gone to SpaceX? Have you gone to Amazon? Have you gone to Nvidia? Those are the excuses. This is like my team Manchester United heralding its glory to 2012 when they last won EPL Premier League. If you observe how excited Arsenal fans were when they won the Premier League, then Patrick David will not be excited about the past glory of the United States. He should be frustrated that a country like the United States is not in a position to compete against China anymore. They are interested more in starting a war with China instead of at least being ahead of China in terms of innovation, technology advancement, all of those things. I want you to have a listen on Patrick David argument of why probably Americans should not copy China, on why they are better than China. And then I am going to give out my thoughts concerning the issue.
Well, this is America. They kind of duplicated us. Without us,
Well,
China
but
wouldn't be
where
what
are
it's at
we?
today.
Where are we right now? You see, I
we
believe
are
in
the juggernaut. We are the greatest country in the world that everybody copies and duplicates.
then
If you are going to hold to your past glory for a long period of time, then you are likely going to end up like the Roman Empire or Great Britain. As most individuals are aware, at some point, Great Britain controlled half the landmass on this planet. But currently, you can't locate it on the map in terms of its economic power. It is, I believe, in the 10th position there. Other countries have overtaken it. I believe the main reason it collapsed, it was not in a position to compete. And that's exactly what is awaiting the United States. The United States is still in the mode of celebrating its past glory. Most individuals, more especially the boomers, are actually stuck in the past. That's why when they observe China, how it is progressing, they believe everything is copied. And I believe I am a victim of that because I was used to the idea that all things that come from China are just copies. Things imported from Great Britain, which I can actually not afford, the United States, Canada, those are legit products. But nowadays, everywhere in my country, most of the products are Chinese products. There are heavy trucks which are transporting products. For example, heavy machinery, we have construction of roads. Those products, the Mercedes, have been overtaken by Chinese trucks. It's because Chinese trucks are cheaper and more efficient. So the past glory of Mercedes-Benz is kind of diminishing in my country. So if the likes of Patrick David and other MAGA individuals don't recognize this fact that China is better and more efficient and does things in a more smooth manner than the MAGA movement, by the time they will be realizing this fact, America will be miles back. So what are your thoughts if you are a MAGA individual? Should the United States be celebrating its past glory while individuals are running past it, or it needs to wake up and catch up? If you have found some value out of this video, just go ahead, subscribe, like, and also don't forget to share. See you in my next one. Siku njema.